Okay, I promised never to do a ship build video again, but this was a request, so I'm going to explain how to build my super ship here, the Unbound. So this build does require some specialized parts. So as you can see, I just put them on top of the razor leaf and then flew to my pad. And here's a complete list of the parts that you have to pick up at these different destinations. You need to go to Deimos, Stroud, and Nova, and Hope Tech. So here I've pulled apart the ship into its 4 decks, its 4 layers. Bottom layer is stowage. So there's the forward-facing landing bay from Tayo. We got a companionway, and then 2 of the cross braces, and then 1 cross spine, 1 leading back to the cargo bay. This is where I tuck in the reactor and the grav drive. And then these are Deimos landing gear. They are pretty strong landing gear, so this thing's big and heavy, so I needed a little extra push. And then on each side we have the 2x2 Deimos habs. Now, underneath you can see that these are the Stroud caps, and they have weapons on them, so that's really nice that they can hold the weapons. Okay. These are just 4 of the Stroud landing gear on each side in slightly different configurations just for aesthetics. So all those together, that's enough gear, those 10 to lift this puppy off. Those are just cosmetic and back. I figure they have something to do with loading cargo. I don't know. Now the engines here do, if you want to have 100 mobility, you got to have the Stroud, the SAL 6830s. Otherwise you won't be able to reach 100 mobility. Now here's the crew deck, deck 2, built around the Cabot Bridge. In the center we've got the Deimos living quarters, and these habs here keep it from having beds, so that it looks just like a little lounge area instead of a sleeping area. And then each of the different quarters is joined to a companionway, so they'll have private doors. And I tried to just mix up the different captain's quarters so that different people would have different, rooms. Now that one is living quarters. That's Sam and Cora's room, so that they have 2 bunks in there. And then in back there is the Nova Galactic mess. See, there's a connector on that side, and then of course the cross spine leads into it as well. And then it's joined to the passenger dorm is a Deimos. I tend to like the Deimos habs. But the passenger dorm, that 3x1 is all in one berth. And it doesn't have a passageway on the other side. I felt like the passengers deserve some privacy. So that's just a support brace on the other side. And that is pretty much how the crew deck, which is the biggest deck and the hardest to keep ladders from appearing in, was put together. But I love that it has these large passageways. You see there's the 2 other engines anchored. And then up to the ops deck, this is the Deimos 2x2 battle station. I like the Deimos mods. Now remember, when you load up on the 2x2s, you don't have to set them to what you want them to be at Deimos. We do have some cargo in there. We have other cargo that I forgot to mention back here on the first level. There's on this side just a Deimos hull holding the space, but over here is a cargo module. Why not cargo on both sides? Because the cargo is heavy enough. If I put it on both sides, we won't have 100 mobility anymore. So to keep 100 mobility, that's what I had to do. But she's got pretty good cargo space. We've got, again, a lot of hull caps, a lot of Stroud caps, different cosmetic pieces here for the ops deck. In the center, we have control stations coming off that battle stations, and then cross braces to the infirmary and the science lab. And then in back is another Deimos 2x2. That is the engineering bay, and it's attached to the workshop. I think I forgot to mention the armory is attached to the battle stations in front there. That's where the main armory is. And I got some floating pieces that should have come with the comm spike and the conduction grid on the top deck, but those are just equipment plates to anchor those. And you can see I also have some windows floating around back here that go on the back of the different decks. And then the final deck is the Captain's Suite. It's got a companionway that should anchor right into the end of this control station 2x1. And then off of that, we've got a lot of cosmetic pieces. But we've got a Deimos living quarters in the center, is the ready room, then a Nova Galactic Armory. Picked the Nova Galactic Armory because it's got the two mannequins, and I can put my armor sets there. And then on the other side, I like the Taio captain's quarters best, so that's what I've got up there. And then you can see the last of the engines is anchored up here as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, just to clarify something I said on the Deimos 2x2s. So when you load those up at Deimos, they don't have to be the particular units that you want them to be in the future. They can all be battle stations. They can all be brigs, and you can change them in the ship builder once you get to your pad. I don't know if everybody realizes that. You just have to load up on enough of the 2x2s. Apart from that, the only problems that I did run into were occasionally had some ladder issues. But, you know, that's the shipbuilder for you. So hopefully you won't have that problem. You know, at earlier stages of the build, I'd had to use top portals to try to seal off ladders, but as it is now, I don't have any of that left over, so hopefully if you built these 4 layers and just stack them just right, they'll fit together all nice and pretty, hopefully. So hope that was helpful. Enjoy the ship.